Hi, Adrienne here. In this video I would like to show you how I create my digital paintings, and also I would like to talk to you about other methods that you can use as well to create your own digital artworks. What I usually do is I start my program Clip Studio Paint, and then I create a new canvas that has A4 or A3 size, and once I have the canvas here, I will first make a pencil sketch, and once I am satisfied with it, I will make a new layer and color it. Now, if you are drawing traditionally, you might create your sketch on paper and scan it into the computer and use that as a base for your drawing. But me myself, I like to draw on the computer. So here we are. I set my tool to the pencil, and in Clip Studio Paint I like to use the lighter pencil tool to make my sketch. I usually choose a lighter gray color or maybe a blue color to make my sketches. I will be drawing something fast right now. When I make my sketch, I like to be quite loose with it. I don't care too much if I make mistakes, because this is just a sketch and it can be corrected at any time. What I aim for is to get a nice mood for the artwork. I just use the pencil tool and the razor tool when necessary. And once I have a pencil artwork, a sketch that I like, then I will start coloring. Now, here some people go further and they detail their sketches even more, and some of them like to go and make a line art, a clean line art, but they can afterward color, and that way you can create a nice clean artwork. So that's one way to go and one way to do it. I am usually, when I am making a digital painting, I don't make line arts. I create line arts if I am working on an animal illustration that I want to put on t-shirt maybe. but when I just want to paint, then I am not creating a line art. I will still show you here how to make how it would look like if I would make a line art. Once I have the sketch, I will create a new layer. It doesn't matter what drawing software you use, you can do this with any of them. Switch to the pen tool or a hard brush if you don't have a pen tool in your program, and then start and carefully ink it with a dark black or a different color. You can change the color of your line art later if you would like to. When I am making a line art, I always use hard eraser brush, so that when erasing the line, I will get a hard edge, a clean, sharp line. So this is how the line art looks like. And when coloring, I create a new layer under the line art itself. That time I hide the sketch. You can decide if you need it or not. And I will still use the pen tool. You can use a hard brush as well to put down the base colors. Now when you put down the base colors, it's better if you can make a clean, smudge-free base color, because that's why I'm using the pen tool, because as you can see, this is a nice clean flat color. However, if I would use a brush instead, then my coloring would look like this, because of the pressure sensitivity that this tool uses. As you can see, it's somewhat opaque and transparent, so it's not clean flat color, and that's not what I want here at the moment. That's why I'm using the pen tool or a brush that has no pressure sensitivity turned on but off instead, to create this nice clean sharp color. And once you have this base color down, you can start adding other colors and start shading. Since I am not an inker, I don't like to ink my paintings, I will now turn off the inkings and I will show you how I go ahead and paint this sketch. I will use these flat colors I have put down on this layer, and I will move this layer under the pencil sketch layer so that I can see the sketch itself. This is how I usually work with everything. I will still use the pen tool, and I will go ahead and color her hair. Oh, and one more thing. For the sketch layer, I will set it to multiply, because this way the sketch itself will be more better visible, even if you use a different color on your drawing layer, color layer, sorry. So you can see I am quite loose with this one, painting the base color as well. I like to do things freely. Not being too perfect. You can put the different colors on different layers. That might get your process to be more faster or comfortable for you. I usually paint these things like the skin, clothes, hair on different layers. This time I went with one layer. Once I have put down my colors, I will go and create a new layer and put my shadows and highlights on that one. For this I will now switch my tool to the pen tool, from the pen tool to the paintbrush or airbrush tool. I will go with the hard brush here. That's a brush I created myself from the stronger brush or the soft brush, I don't quite remember. I think it was this stronger brush, and I changed it to be working as a soft brush but still stay as a hard brush. I have explained this quite well, don't you think? Now for the coloring, adding the shadows, I will change, I will not just go and choose a darker color, but I will actually adjust the color itself, so it's not the same color, and this will give your painting life, and that's very important in my opinion. You can go and experiment actually with colors, how they will make your painting look like if you add different colors when you shade, when you give highlight. Once I put down the highlights and shadows, the base ones, and I feel satisfied with how the image looks so far, I will go ahead and create a new layer above the sketch layer, and I start detailing and rendering the artwork. I sometimes go back to the sketch layer and erase some of the lines which are absolutely not necessary for me anymore. And when I am detailing, I usually zoom in and fix the painting. Correct what I want to correct, and I just basically paint over the lines. I am hiding the pencil lines. While painting, I try to think about the 3D forms, how the hair, the face would look like in real, and I try to add the forms, the shapes, the shadows and highlights, so that I get it more close to how it would look like if the character, the painting would be real. I also often change my brush settings during this process. In Clip Studio Paint, I set the brush density, the amount of paint, the hardness of the brush. Oh, I see if it fits, it works better for me. Sometimes I even change my brush to oil color brush. That's something I like to use as well. And yes, I build up the artwork while painting. When painting, I am not aiming for the artwork to be perfect or anything like that. I go for the enjoyment part itself, because I want to enjoy the painting, and I enjoy it when I am not focusing on it to be perfect, but just to focus on playing with adding colors, making nice effects, creating a nice, interesting mood, bringing a character to life. Actually, I like this character. Maybe I should make this into a bigger artwork and really work it out. Don't be afraid to change your tools while you are working on an artwork. Here I am using pencil this time, because why not? Okay. You can also use the pen tool. It's nice for making eyelashes. I am working in a very small resolution here, but this is just for a demo. But you can get the idea now how this works. So first, basically, you start zooming out, make a sketch, then when you are painting it, adding more and more details, you zoom in again and do the detail work. Once I feel satisfied with the rendering, I will create a new layer where I will add even more details for the artwork. I have not created any background at the moment. I like to work on it once the painting is at midway. Well, it really depends on my mood and the artwork itself. I usually work on both the background and the character at the same time. I put the background on a different layer below the sketch layer. So here is the detailing layer, and I will add some random hair, for example. So this is how I usually go and do my paintings. This is my process. I hope you found this little tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. See you next time. Bye bye.